Hey guys, Single Coil Chuck here, doing a review for you today. A little different than what I normally do, but my description does say reviews, build tutorials, and random vape jackassery. So here's some review with maybe a little random vape jackassery I haven't decided yet. I'm going to tell you about the Skyhook RDTA Box. That's right, this thing has been awesome. I've had it for 4 days now, 3 days, somewhere in there, I don't know. I've had it for a couple of days. I like it. Lots of pros, lots of cons. I want to remind you, Smok did not send this to me. A shop did not send this to me. I paid for this device. So you are getting an honest to God, this is what I think about it review. On top of the Smok RDTA Box review, I'm going to tell you about Humble Juice Co.'s Hustle line. Specifically though, Payday. The entire line is great. This juice is awesome. Let's dive in. Smok RDTA Box. 220 watts. It's kind of modeled after the Alien. Now, if you've seen the pictures of the RDTA box next to the Alien or even online, they look very similar in size. They are not. And I'm going to show this to you. So, here's the Smok RDTA box. Here's the Smok Alien. Smaller profile all the way around. Skinnier, shorter, less wide. But there's a reason for that. For instance, they both do 220 watts. Woo! 220 watts on 2 batteries. We're going to come back to that in just a second. Does temperature control for nickel, titanium, stainless steel, as well as manual settings. So if you want to go out there and get some platinum, go get some platinum. I can't afford it. Maybe you can. This right here above the red line, this is the tank. That holds 9 milliliters of liquid. So, you know, you can watch yourself vape through 9 mils faster than you ever thought you could vape through 9 mils before. Let me tell you, these RDTAs, these RDTA boxes, they just eat liquid. But it's so worth it because you get the flavor, you get the performance. So there's trade-offs in everything. If you're trying to quit smoking and you just want to quit smoking and save yourself money, don't get one of these. Do not get this. Go get something that's reasonable. Get a small tank, a decent sub-ohm tank, and a 6 milligram nicotine. That's what you need. Like 80 watts max. But for the rest of us, this is awesome. So, let me tell you a little bit about the box. I think I told you 220 watts. Temperature control. It has a puff counter. Shows you the seconds you vaped. Check this out. There's your screen. Huge display screen. Very stoked about that. You press and hold the button. You can see the counter down there. Go. Now, as far as the RDTA itself, there's what the deck looks like. Standard velocity deck. Huge space. You can fit massive builds in there. These Claptons were pre-installed, so I was like, I'll try the pre-installed Claptons. They're pretty good. Use the Allen key that comes with this. Most of the time, I'll use my Geek Vape tool, because manufacturers seldom include Allen keys that go well with the Allen screws that are in these posts. I end up stripping them quite often. Well, I tried to put the Geek Vape tool on it, and it was wiggly. I was like, oh! So I tried the actual tool, and it worked gloriously. So they hit that on the head. Has a convenient viewport right here so that you can see your liquid level, which is nice. That is poly. We're going to come back to that. We're going to address what I'm dealing with right now. So, the pros. Ergonomic, fits easily in the hand, solid construction, it feels good. The side button right here, that's your fire button. Very resistive, not very easy to press. Not too worried about it in my pocket. I'm a big guy though, so every now and then if I bend over, I am going to fire it. So I try to keep them out of my pockets. And the liquid capacity is awesome. Cons. So, one of the things that annoys me about these boxes is that it's the build deck only. This is all you get with it. You can only use that atomizer. Period. Man, I skipped all over this. Real quick, you have side or bottom airflow on the atomizer. Let me put that guy back on there. I like the bottom airflow for flavor. It does come with a ring that deletes the bottom airflow so that it's side airflow only, for those of you who aren't big on the bottom airflow. Let me see. The viewport, poly. This is polycarbonate. It is not glass. Smok advertises it as glass. It is not glass. It is polycarbonate. And this brings me to my next point. I have a mystery leak. I'm not sure where it's leaking from. I'm not especially messy when I fill this because, my God, look at the filling port you have here. This is a cap that unscrews, and I think it's 16 millimeters in diameter, and it's huge. If you're missing, you're messing up. Like, there's no excuse for that. But for some reason, I have a mystery leak. Now, I've checked my battery compartment. My battery compartment's fine. Doesn't appear that it's getting on the board at all. But check this out. If you look right here, and I press it, liquid comes out. And I'm not sure where that liquid is coming from. I think maybe I might be overfilling it up here and it's not sealed properly. I really don't know. I know it's not drip from the atomizer because the sides of my tank stay clean. So I'm not sure where this mystery leak is coming from. I find that really annoying. One thing that I also find annoying, and I'm not going to bash it but so hard because these products, especially if you purchase online, are typically inexpensive compared to what they used to be a year, 2 years ago. But they're not true wattage. Smok is known for that, though. One of the biggest things that I can't stand is taking a tank from this device and putting it on another device, and the hit is just so much more powerful. It's almost the difference in 4 to 5 watts when I go from device to device. It's really bothersome. It is what it is. It's 2 batteries. They're inexpensive. I'm not going to piss and moan about it. So, room for upgrades or expansions. Some things I'd like to see come for the RDTA box because it is a cool device. All the cons that I have with it. Some room for expansion. Create a coil or cap system that allows for an all-in-one capability. So, you know, maybe someone likes this idea of this huge tank on top, the massive clouds, the great power, but they don't want to be bothered with building their coils. It would be cool to see Smok crank out some kind of an all-in-one cap where the coil attaches to it, it sits down in the tank, and you just rock and roll from there. It would definitely provide more convenience in that aspect. An update to the firmware so that the wattage would get a little bit closer to true wattage. Now, with 2 batteries, the closest to true wattage you're going to push is 133 watts. Everything else relies on boost. So, that's something for them to consider as well. And it is upgradable. I mean, it's got this convenient USB charging port right there on the front, so I don't see why they couldn't do that. And actually putting a glass port on the front of this thing would be a huge, huge upgrade. And the whole tank is poly on the inside from what I can see. So this leaking issue may be something of my own fault because the very first liquid I put in it was definitely a citrus. And citrus and poly just don't get along very well. So this may be on me, but it's really annoying because there's no warning in the owner's manual. There's no warning online. In fact, the website says that it's glass. It doesn't feel like glass. It doesn't look like glass. I don't think it's glass. So enough about that. Overall, I would give this probably a 6 out of 10. If you wanted to get one, get it for cheap. Find the best deal on it you can. I'll provide some links down below so that you can find it. Overall, kind of a cool device. I think it was a swing and a miss, though. On to the good stuff. I've already pre-filled my tanks. This is like the 4th take I've done for this video. This is called Payday by Hustle. Now, if you've never heard of Hustle or Humble Juice Co., let me tell you a little bit about them. They offer a 60 ml, a 120 ml, and a 180 milliliter line. They have 4 flavors in the 60 ml line, 10 flavors in the 120 ml line, and 4 flavors in the 180 ml line. Today I'm going to be reviewing Payday from the Hustle lines, their 60 ml line. Payday is milk and honey. Now, the only other milk and honey that I've had has been Cosmic Fogs, and I hate it. Cosmic Fog, just in general, I hate Cosmic Fog. But this line specifically, meh. So let me tell you a little bit about it. Milk and honey is an 80-20 vegetable glycerin propylene glycol blend. The nicotine strengths tend to be spot on. The 3 is not throaty, but there is definitely throat hit. So that's nice. It feels like I'm vaping something. I know I'm still vaping a 3 when I vape other stuff and I'm getting my nic fix, but it doesn't feel like I'm vaping a 0 either. So that's really cool. Let me see. It's a great price, great value for the flavor. They're how much do they cost? They're $15 for a 60 ml online, I think. You can get 2 for $20. And it goes that way with the other 2 lines as well. You know, you're going to pay X for a 120, or it's almost a BOGO if you buy 2. It's a very cool deal. Let's see here. And yeah, so let me tell you about it. I'm going to vape it a little bit because it's good, and I've been talking this whole time, so. Man, I love that. That bottom airflow. I personally like bottom airflow atomizers. I think the flavor is just that much more intense. It's not for everybody, especially with RDAs, because they had a tendency to leak. We all over dripped them. But man, just that flavor though. So the inhale, you get this like really punchy, not punch flavor, but really punchy, like sweetness. It's a lot of cream and something sweet on the inhale. Honey. And the exhale is just straight honey. So you get the cream and the honey, the milk on the inhale. You get straight honey on the exhale. It's a really smooth flavor. I really enjoy this, especially with the colder weather. It's a nice cold weather vape. Man, that's good. 80-20 blend, like I said before. The only con that I have with most of their liquids, and all of their flavors are amazing. You really read the profiles, make sure it's something you'll like. If you don't think you're going to like melon, stay away from their melon flavors. They taste like melon. They are insanely hard on cotton and coils, though. If you're using a plug-and-play tank, something like the TF-V8 or a Kanger tank or a Cleto, be prepared to burn that coil out in probably 3 to 4 days. They're just really difficult on coils. If you're building, be prepared to change your cotton daily, if not every other day. If you care to keep that kind of maintenance up, it will gunk your coils, and it will gunk them fast. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope it's been somewhat informative. I hope I've turned you on to a good liquid. I really think you should go check Humble Juice Co. out. They are great guys over there. They have wonderful flavors. As far as the Skyhook RDTA box, there is the iJoy option. I haven't put hands on that one yet, per se. It is a little larger, I think. And I'll eventually have to check that out. If you can find the Smok RDTA box for a phenomenal deal, I would say somewhere between, I would go as low as, say, $50 or less, up to the most I would be comfortable paying for this device is probably in the ballpark of like $70 with shipping, just because of the issues that I've had with it. I've read other reviews. There haven't been these leaking issues, but I do have this mystery leaking issue, and that poly tank is just killing me on it. Killing me. So guys, make it a point, like and share this video if you found it informative. If you want to help some friends out, check out some of my other videos. I'm going to link them here. I look forward to doing another video for y'all in the very near future. You have a good one.